Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your NFL Fade the Public video for week number 10 of the regular season this Sunday, November the 13th. I'm going to give you the most public sides in the NFL this week, and we have a huge card for week number 10, the biggest of the season. 8 public sides, more than half the games the public likes a lot. I'm going to tell you which those games are so you can figure out if you want to fade the public or not in week number 10. Quick reminder, if you're joining us on Saturday afternoon, special thank you to all the veterans out there. Belated Happy Veterans Day. Always carry a flag with me everywhere I go, but because it's Veterans Day week, extra Hacksaw Jim Duggan size flag. And by the way, if you are a veteran, do me a favor, comment below and let me know so I can give you an extra special thanks for all your service, former veterans and current veterans that are serving as well. You're always a veteran, and we appreciate everything you do. So once again, if you join me on the College Football Top 25 video on Friday night, got the official Veterans Day salute. And by the way, if you're joining us here on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, not too late to check out that College Football Top 25 preview video. I gave you 5 games, including several nighttime games for Saturday night. Of course, this NFL Fade the Public video goes up every Saturday afternoon, and a lot of you, of course, watching it Sunday morning as well. Hit subscribe, hit the bell for instant alerts when these videos go live each and every week so you can get the actual info before anybody else. All right, let's look at the most public plays. And by the way, I do have a promo code this week, All Sports Special. I'll give you details here in a moment. But a 3-day All Sports for just $44 on my page at WagerTalk.com. Use promo code FBALL3. Gets every college and pro basketball, college and pro football play for 3 days and nights for just $44. That's less than $15 per day for every sport every day. FBALL3 gets it done. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. I'll have some more details on that in a couple minutes. But we have so many public games. I want to jump right into it this week, number 10 of the NFL season. All right, we're going to go down in schedule order, and you don't have to wait long to get it done on Sunday. The 9:30 a.m. game over in Munich, Germany is a public dog. Ding, 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 red flag alert. Public dog. We got 2 of them this week, and one of them, once again, is the Seattle Seahawks. And that's not a surprise. Seattle's 6-3 straight up, 6-3 against the spread. The public backed them last week with the against the Arizona Cardinals, and Seattle outright underdog win as a 2-point dog. In fact, it's the 3rd time in the past 4 games that the Seahawks have won outright as a straight-up dog. Now they travel cross-country, across the continent, all the way over to Europe to play this game against the struggling Tampa Bay Bucks. You know, you didn't think the public would be backing Geno Smith and the Seahawks and fading Tampa Bay and Tom Brady when the season began, but that's the reality of the situation. Tampa is struggling, 4-5, straight up, 2-6 against the spread, but with the Panthers upsetting the Falcons. And by the way, Atlanta had some public sentiment. I probably should have come on and done a video Thursday because Atlanta was a pretty public play as well, but we won't count that in the official record. But a lot of games the public liked this week. They actually liked Atlanta on Thursday night, and that did not turn out well. And this is a wide open NFC South race here. And Tampa at 4-5 actually can win this division still. They're leading the division. So we'll see if Seattle gets it done as the public dog. You know, it's hard to imagine Tampa's going to fix their offensive problems having to travel halfway across the world here and play this week after a lackluster 16-13 win against the Rams. Absolutely no running game once again for Tampa Bay last week. This team has now rushed for 75 yards or less in each of their past 8 games. And so they're unlikely to take advantage of a mediocre Seattle rush defense this week. And Seattle's pass defense slightly below average as well. But once again, the Seahawks have been the much better offensive team. 6.3 yards per play, 27 points a game. Tampa, 18 points a game, just 5.1 yards per play. So Seattle holds a substantial offensive edge, and that's why they are a very public dog this week. That game kicks off early, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, because it's over in Germany once again. And Tampa Bay currently about a 2.5-point favorite. There's a couple threes popping around this week, but with the public being on Seattle, I doubt you're going to see a 3. So most likely Seattle's going to be plus 2.5 when this game kicks off on Sunday. Next game on the rotation at 1 o'clock Eastern, Kansas City Chiefs minus 9.5, a very public side on Sunday. Not a surprise to see the Chiefs as a public side, but what is surprising is the fact that the public faded them last week. Another one of those public dogs that worked last week were the Tennessee Titans. What a misleading cover that was. Kansas City only won the game 20-17, had almost 500 yards of offense, and they held Tennessee to just 57 passing yards, but they did give up 172 rushing yards that enabled Tennessee to grind out a close 20-17 loss. But Kansas City was better than that final score indicated, and now the public is back on board after fading them last week with success. They're back on board this week, backing the Chiefs. A little bit of public sentiment last week for the Raiders. The Raiders lost outright as a 2.5-point favorite, 27-20, so Jacksonville did snap their 5-game straight up and against the spread losing streak. They'd lost 5 in a row against the spread till last week, so that's probably why the public is in no hurry to back them this week. We'll see if the Chiefs can get it done. Currently a 9.5-point favorite. Like Kansas City, you probably want to grab the 9.5 now because there is some public sentiment on them. It might hit that key number of 10 by kickoff. If you like the Jags, I would wait, as you probably will find a plus 10 at some point by Sunday kickoff at 1 o'clock Eastern. All right, that's 2 public plays for you. We got 6 more for Sunday. I also have the Monday night game for you once again this week, and get to all that in just a moment. Quick reminder, now's a great time to be an all sports client, as there are 4 major sports going basically on a daily basis. College football, pro football, almost every day of the week there's a football game. There is NBA and college basketball every day of the week. Why not try an all sports, all access subscription? And you can try it out with a 3-day sampler right now for just $44. That's less than $15 per day. Put this in perspective. One single best bet is $25. A 5% best bet is $35. You're getting every play every day for 3 days and nights for just $44 total with promo code FBALL3. FBALL3. Go to my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Click on the 3-day all access. You'll see it's normally $59. Click on it, and when you go to checkout, enter promo code FBALL3. You get the instant $15 discount and get it down to $44 for 3 days and nights of all sports. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Hey, get there quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. 6 more public sides to get at for this Sunday and Monday. Let's keep going in rotation order. Next game goes also at 1 o'clock Eastern. The public is on the New York Giants, one of the biggest overachieving teams in the NFL this season. The New York Giants minus 4.5 on Sunday afternoon against the Texans, who have been the worst team in the league at 1-6-1 straight up this season. They tied that first game. They've lost 6 of their last 7 since. And as is the case with a lot of the bad teams this season, not much offense. Tennessee is one of the weakest, if not the weakest, offensive teams in the league. 16.5 points a game, barely over 5 yards per play, and they don't throw the ball well. And that's why they don't have much backdoor cover potential. With that said, though, the Giants have definitely been somewhat of a phony 6-2 straight up and against the spread team. In fact, they were 6-1 straight up in ATS until they failed to cover at Seattle a couple weeks ago. And they were actually a public dog at Jacksonville. They won outright. And then they were a public dog at Seattle, and the public finally lost with them. Had their bye week last week, so we'll see if that was a favorable setup or not. Most likely it probably was. Houston, though, has a mini bye, as they played that Thursday night game a week ago at home against Philly, in which they covered by 12, losing by 12 as a 14-point dog. So mini bye for Houston, full bye for the Giants. A lot of teams come out pretty good offensively off the bye, and both teams had bad offensive games in their recent showing. So I know we're not talking a lot of totals here, but I did think it was interesting to see this one jump a little bit from the look-ahead line of 38 up to that key number of 41. So we have seen some sharp money coming in the over, and I think that's probably the reason both teams coming off a full bye and a mini bye. The sharp money at least expects some offense in this game. Next game also goes at 1 o'clock Eastern. The public is all of a sudden on the Chicago Bears after fading them several times this season. The Bears are playing pretty good football right now. In fact, last week the public faded the Bears with the Miami Dolphins right here in this video. And, of course, Miami did get the win, but the Bears got the all-important cover, losing by 3 as a 4-point home dog. It was 4.5 in some spots. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions pulled the upset on Green Bay. That one didn't make the video here, but the public was leaning towards Green Bay a little bit. So it's interesting here. You know, the public lost fading Chicago and also lost a little bit, not as much so fading Detroit, and now they're going to back Chicago and fade the Lions. I think it's more of a fade of the Lions than anything, a team that had lost 5 straight and failed to cover 4 in a row until last week against the struggling Packers. Chicago, meanwhile, is playing better offensively, to say the least, with Justin Fields. He's turning into be a really good quarterback. He's always been able to run. He's still running for a tremendous amount of yards, but he can throw the ball well, too, at times. And the Bears' yard per pass is only 6 yards per pass this season against teams that allow 6.6. But a little misleading because in the NFL, sacks count against passing yards. In college football, they count against rushing yards. In the NFL, they count against passing yards. So the Bears' yards per pass attempt is actually a little bit better than the overall seasonal numbers. At least Justin Fields' numbers are better than the team numbers for that reason. One thing that's really solid, though, is that rushing offense. Almost 200 yards a game, 5.5 yards per carry. Detroit also running the ball well, though. 5 yards per rush as well. So both teams should move it here. Very surprised that Detroit-Green Bay game was so low scoring last week. And I think a lot of that just had to do with the Packers' offense just being awful right now. Chicago, though, has really picked things up. As I mentioned on the season, they're still averaging less than 21 points a game. but they've put up 29 or more in each of the past 3 weeks. So those numbers have gotten a lot better. In fact, they've scored 22 or more in 4 of their last 5 games, and they still average just 21 for the season. So you can see that the offense is a lot better over the last month than it was in the first month of the season. And the public is obviously noticing that because the Chicago Bears are one of the most public sides this week. That line is currently -2.5, -120 in some spots as we head into the weekend. Other spots have -3, even money, +105. Now, there's about a 9 to 10% chance that the Bears win this game by exactly 3 at home. So if you do like the Bears, you want to lay the 2.5. If you like the Lions, shop around and get that +3 or more, as both numbers are in the current marketplace as we head into the weekend. Next game in the rotation is also a public side. I mentioned last week that the public backed the Dolphins, who got the straight-up win but failed to cover at Chicago. Well, the public is coming right back with the Dolphins again this week. And it's not only they're back in Miami, I think they're just fading Cleveland, a team that they faded quite often in recent weeks. Miami currently, by the way, a 3.5-point favorite as we head into the weekend at 1 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. Dolphins have won 3 straight. When Tua has played the complete game from start to finish, they've yet to lose this season. So obviously he is the key to this offense, and they are playing pretty good offensively. 8.2 yards per pass this year against teams that allow just 6.8. And the Browns are a below-average pass defense that gives up almost 7 yards per pass. So Miami should have some offensive success in this game. I still feel Cleveland is better than their 3-5 straight-up record, and they did get the win against Cincinnati on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. Keep in mind, Cincinnati was one of the most public plays of that week. I mentioned it here in the video, and the Browns smoked them 32-13 outright as a 3-point home dog. Then they had the bye week. So the question becomes, did the bye come at a good time, or could they have carried that momentum into their next game? But they do have a bye here to set up for Miami. They're at Buffalo next week, and then they have Tampa Bay after that at home. So tough schedule for the 3-5 Browns. If they want any chance of getting back in the playoff picture, they probably have to pull the upset this week. And the public does not feel like that's going to happen, as once again, the Dolphins 3 straight wins, and the public likes them last week. They failed to cover. Public likes them again this week, minus the 3.5 at home. The Miami Dolphins, a pretty public side on Sunday. All right, we're going to get to the final 3 public plays. Another afternoon game, a late afternoon game, and then the Monday night game. But a quick reminder, now is the time to be doing all sports. I handicap 4 major sports that are all going on right now, basically on a daily basis. College football, pro football. Almost every day we have a football game. We definitely have NBA and college basketball games on the schedule every single day. 4 major sports going right now. What a great time to try an all-sport, all-access package. And the value has never been better. Use promo code FBALL3 at checkout, and you get a 3-day all-sports, all-access for just $44. Normally it's $59. You hit that on the page, the 3-day $59 box for checkout, enter promo code FBALL3, and it instantly gives you the discount down to $44. And to put this in perspective, that's less than $15 a day for every sport, every play. All my college football on Saturday. If you're joining us Saturday afternoon, not too late to get those nighttime best bets. If not, maybe do a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday package. Get all of my NFL card for Sunday, Monday Night Football, Tuesday as well, college, pro football, and college and pro basketball on a daily basis. Just $44 for 3 days and nights. Normally a single play is $25, and $35 for a 5% best bet. A 3-pack is like $29 on its own. You see the value with the $44 3-day, and use promo code FBALL3 right now to try it out. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. I love the card this Sunday in the NFL. Cash in big alongside with my personal best bets. Get to my page quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. All right, let's finish it off with the 3 remaining public sides this week in the NFL. Another one at 1 o'clock Eastern is the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee was a public dog last week on Sunday Night Football, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and they got it done in a very misleading way. They were thoroughly outplayed by the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm still not sure how that game ended up just 20-17. Kansas City did have a 1-0 turnover deficit, but still, Tennessee's had no ability to throw the ball with Malik Willis at quarterback the last couple weeks, so obviously that's a concern. We got to keep an eye on the quarterback situation, of course, as Tannehill's been practicing on and off. Willis does not look like he's capable of doing much with this offense, and they obviously are not asking him to do much. But with that said, he really hasn't had to do much, because this is a team that took care of Houston a couple weeks ago, basically never throwing the ball. They only threw it 10 times in the entire game. And then even last week on Sunday Night Football, even though they lost the game, they still only had to throw the ball a handful of times, just 16 times. 5 for 16, 57 yards passing. The week before, 6 for 10, 40 yards passing. So they've averaged less than 50 yards passing each of the 2 games without Tannehill at quarterback. As we head into the weekend, It's still to be determined who the starting quarterback is going to be in this game. Russell Wilson is back for the Broncos, of course, the last couple weeks. They did pull the win in London, come from behind victory against Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, and then they got their bye last week. So does look like a pretty good setup for the Denver Broncos here. And they did put up 21 points, which might not seem like a lot. That's below the NFL average. But for the Broncos, that was pretty good because this team was averaging less than 15 points a game going over to London. We'll see if the bye week helps them. I think it probably does. As I mentioned earlier with some of the other games we talked about, that Giant game in particular here in the video, normally teams coming off a bye that have been struggling offensively do get a boost because they have the extra time to fix some problems. That could very well be the case with Denver this week. And keep in mind, this defense has been as good as any in the league all year long, and that's why they are competitive 3-5 straight up still. 16 points allowed, 4.8 yards per play allowed. Tennessee's given up almost 6 yards per play. I think Denver's maybe better on both sides of the ball right now, so the wrong team is getting the love in this game, in my opinion. Look-ahead line was 1 up to 2.5. There are some threes out there. Once again, like the earlier game I talked about, if you like Tennessee, grab the -2.5, -120. If you like Denver, I would wait. Some plus threes are starting to show as we head into the weekend. Once again, the public likes the Titans -2.5 to 3. Once again this week, they cashed with them last Sunday night, and they're coming right back with them. Tennessee Titans, another public play at 1 o'clock Eastern Sunday. All right, 2 remaining games. I've got a late afternoon game at 4:25 Eastern Sunday, and then the Monday night football game between the Eagles and the Commanders. First, let's look at the Dallas-Green Bay game. Not surprising, the public is fading Green Bay. They've been a train wreck the last month or so offensively. Last week against one of the worst defensive teams in the league, the Detroit Lions, Green Bay only put up 9 points, a season low. 3 turnovers obviously did not help the cause, as they actually had almost 400 yards of offense in that game. We'll see if they can do that against Dallas, a team that's playing really good football. Cowboys got Prescott back. They beat the Lions 24-6, beat Chicago 49-29. Then they got the bye week. A lot of times teams that are playing well do not need the bye, so we'll see if that was beneficial for Dallas or if it cools them off. I think the Packers would have loved to have had the bye week. Obviously, they are struggling offensively. They could have definitely have used it, but that was not the case. Green Bay has now lost 5 straight. They've gone just 1-5 ATS their last 6 games overall. This is a team that's struggling right now, so not a surprise that the public is fading them and backing the red-hot Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-2 straight up in ATS and had the best point spread record last year in the NFL. Cowboys have been the best moneymaker in pro football the last 2 seasons combined, and the public is backing them once again. Meanwhile, Green Bay just 3-6 straight up in ATS in all games this season, have been costing their backers a lot of money, to say the least. So fully understandable why the public is backing Dallas in this game. Currently, the Cowboys are a 4-point favorite in a lot of spots. There are some 4.5 starting to show, though, as we head into the weekend. So if you like Dallas, you're going to want to grab that -4 sooner than later. If you like Green Bay, definitely wait. There's some 4.5s out there, and I doubt it's coming back down, as the public is pretty heavy on the Cowboys Sunday afternoon at 4:25 Eastern. All right, one final game for week number 10, and this is on Monday night, November the 14th. You know, for 6 straight weeks here, I've given you the Monday night football game, and the public has only cashed once over the past month and a half. That was actually last week with the Ravens. They'd gone 0-5 the 5 weeks before that. So fading the public is still 5-1 the last 6 weeks on Monday Night Football. We'll see if it goes to 6-1 here, and the public is backing the Commanders. Maybe didn't see that coming, right? Wow. Spoiler alert, public dog. Yeah, the Eagles, the only undefeated team in football at 8-0, are not getting backed by the public. And I find this kind of interesting. In fact, the public normally doesn't play double-digit lines. And that's one of the things that's really interesting about tracking public data and consensus, is that the big blowout games in which you have an obvious double-digit favorite, the public usually just is kind of off those games. We've only had one game all year they've been involved, and that was that Sunday night game I mentioned a couple times in the video last week, the Tennessee Titans. And they did get it done back in Tennessee. And now in another huge primetime game, now Monday Night Football, the public is backing another double-digit dog with the Washington Commanders, my former Washington Redskins. They're not my Washington Commanders. You loyal viewers know that story. But anyway, the public is backing Washington plus 11. And it's interesting. The look-ahead line was 10. It's up to 11 now. This summer, the bettable look-ahead line was 3.5. Wow. Full touchdown higher at minus 11 now. But I do find it interesting that they're backing the Commanders, a team that really was struggling until 3 straight wins a few weeks ago. And then last week they got the push against Minnesota. Felt like they got outplayed in that game, but it could have gone either way. They actually had the lead late in the second half, had the outright lead. And I think the public is starting to take notice because the Commanders have not they have failed to cover the point spread in none of the last 4 weeks. They're 3-0-1 against the number. So people are making money backing them. I think a lot of people feel like the Eagles are due to lose also. They're not the best team in the NFL, in my opinion, even at 8-0 straight up. Obviously, a healthy Buffalo team, if Allen gets healthy, would be the best team. I think we all agree on that. And also, they failed to cover Thursday Night Football, which is another heavily bet game a week ago. So, a little surprising here. If I said I had the Monday night game, a lot of people would have thought the Eagles would be the public play, but they're actually not. And the Commanders are the most public dog this week in a lot of consensus sites I look at. So Washington Commanders, not only a public Monday night play, but a public dog as well. I wanted to point that out here on the video. Is fading the public on Monday Night Football has done pretty well, 5-1 the last 6 weeks. However, I believe, I'd have to check, but I think those are all favorites. We don't get a lot of public dogs on Monday Night Football, but we have one this week with the Washington Commanders. That goes Monday night, 8:15 Eastern. All right, that's a ton of data. 8 games for you here on the video. It's over half the NFL card for week number 10. Public likes a lot of games this week, and I want to know if you think they're going to cash in big or they're going to take it on the chin. Leave comments below. Let me know where you agree or disagree with the public plays. Leave me some player props. I love NFL player props. Let me know what you're looking at this Sunday and Monday. Also, your 6-point teasers. Some good teaser options on the board this week. Let me know where you think the teaser value is as well. Hit the thumbs up, the like button if you found this video useful. Comment below. I honestly read every comment and reply back to as many as I can. I love the support. I love the insight. Let's win together here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for instant alerts. College Football Top 25 video goes live every Friday night. If you're joining us here on Saturday watching this video, check it out as I got some nighttime action still in that video. And of course, you get the NFL update the minute this video goes live every Saturday for Sunday Pro Football. You get that instant alert when you hit the bell. Leave me comments below, hit the like, subscribe. I think that's all the things we need to do. And once again, if you're a veteran, let me know. I want to give you an extra happy thanks and belated Veterans Day wishes down below in the comments section. And also don't forget, if you want to try the 3-day all sports, now's the time to do it. 4 major sports going on a daily basis. College and pro football, college and pro basketball. $44 for 3 days and nights. Every sport, every playoff release for the next 3 days and nights when you use promo code FBALL3. FBALL, the number 3. FBALL3. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Select the 3-day all access for $59. Enter the promo code FBALL3, and you get it instantly down to $44. That works out to less than $15 a day for every football and basketball play for 3 days and nights. This offer is good through this weekend only. You have until Monday to take advantage. Don't wait, though. Sign up now and get all of Sunday's strong pro football games. I love this pro football card on Sunday. Get the Monday night action as well. If you're joining us Saturday, not too late to get my Saturday night college football best bets. Otherwise, do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Get some college and pro hoops thrown in as well. FBALL3 gets you 3 days and nights, all sports, whatever you want to start this weekend for just $44. That's less than $15 a day. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with the shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. Hey, if you use Twitter, don't forget to follow me there as well, at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L. You know the deal. 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on Twitter. And check back all week long right here on WagerTalk TVs for some great free content shows on a daily basis. If you haven't done so already, download the WagerTalk TV app for your favorite mobile device. And when you're on the go, if you like audio-style podcasts, all these shows or podcast apps are available as well. On your favorite podcast, you can listen to WagerTalk audio style as well. I look even better audio form. Oh, man, fantastic. All seriousness, have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Thanks for watching. Leave me some comments below. Let's win together and cash in big. And I'll talk to you again soon right here on WagerTalk TV.